It is the Riot Podcast, Friday, February 17th edition. Happy birthday to Nikki, a pre-happy birthday.
That's right. It's Sunday.
And also a happy birthday to Elias and Andlin. They are your birthday
They're my
friends.
birthday weekend buddies.
Yeah, birthday buddies. Let's put it that way.
We wanted to say happy birthday to you guys. Your birthday's tomorrow, and then mine is on Sunday. So it seems like it's a good weekend for everybody.
It's a big birthday weekend, but this podcast is for everybody. It's everybody can listen whenever your birthday is, and it's a good one. Trust me.
So now it's Isaiah's turn to tell you why it's good.
So today on the show.
No, I need more. Like it doesn't
Today
feel like
on
you're
the show.
There it is.
We talked about Ant-Man, how we feel about the movie coming out this weekend.
Isaiah had a great line
right?
in there. Yeah, it's out. It's out
Today?
now. You could
Yeah, it's
go.
out.
You could go watch it if you wanted right now. You want to go? You want to
Can
go?
I leave work and go?
We should. We
it
should.
seems as
We
if-
talk about so many movies. I think we should.
It is work.
Get them comped.
I think so too.
Don't ask me if you can go. I'm not
You know
going to
what
be the
they
one
say,
doing
Hudson.
that.
It's better to ask forgiveness than
Permission.
You're right.
I know where we keep the cash.
Oh, yes, I love it.
Well, if anybody sees Ant-Man over the weekend, definitely tell us like if it's good or not. I feel like if anybody does see it, it would be on one of our theater's cheaper days,
Yeah.
not opening weekend.
Yeah,
but I don't know. The
I think
reviews,
that's my plan.
the reviews just went down really fast.
They did. They
And
dropped off a cliff.
It was kind of shocking.
We also talked about your credit score.
Mm-hmm.
And what
Whether
you
it's
should do with
good,
it.
Bad, where you should post it. Should you post it?
Uh-huh.
Do you need it?
What can it do for you?
Like, why do you even care? No. If you are into dating currently, this is just another non-traditional approach to how to make your profile stand out a little bit better. And this lady said it worked for her to get some more dates.
Yeah, I think it could be good advice.
Yeah.
Could be a good tactic.
We also talked about some investments.
So tired.
We talked about Wall Street bets.
I just saw the whole
Suing-
week end right
Did
there.
you see it right there? We talked about Wall Street bets, suing Reddit, some investment stuff for
Yeah.
your portfolio.
And don't forget the best thing in the podcast,
What's that?
Zach from Citizens.
Yeah.
Zach from Citizens.
Yay.
That's, of course, in the audio podcast.
So if you're
Only.
watching the video podcast, just go to the video before this. It was our first time catching up with Citizens, so it was really nice to talk to Zach.
That was, we call it a breakout video. If it's on, you can go watch it separately if you're watching the video podcast.
I think we're done, guys.
Yeah, that's enough. My week is over, too.
Everybody's finished. Again, if you catch anything good this weekend, make sure you text us. Let us know so we can talk about it on Monday. You text 877 to Radio U and include your name.
And we'll catch you Monday.
Bye.
See you guys.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You're familiar with the movie Pitch Perfect, right? You've seen that?
Yes. I mean,
All of
it's been.
them?
No, I think I only watched the first one.
First one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there 2 or 3?
3
3 of them?
and a Pitch Perfect series as well.
Oh, I think I say Christmas special.
No, maybe. I cannot confirm or deny that.
There was a TV series?
Yeah, Pitch Perfect Bumper in Berlin on Peacock,
Didn't know that.
starring Adam Devine's character Bumper Allen in Berlin, I'm assuming. But I've never seen the Pitch Perfect movies, but as I understand it, there's a character in the movies that goes by the name Fat Amy.
Yeah,
Is that true?
was Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay. I do know Rebel Wilson, and I'm seeing here that she says she is lamenting the fact that as part of her contract for the Pitch Perfect movies, she was not she was not allowed to lose weight.
Oh,
Yeah, she had to stick when it was filming time. She had to be around the same weight. She could not lose or gain more than 10 pounds from whatever the set weight was that she
Now,
was at.
I honestly don't think that's too uncommon for contracts.
Uh-huh.
Even if you were at a lower weight,
Yeah.
I think they want you to look pretty similar during a filming or if
Well,
you're in a series.
Uh-huh. I'm glad you said that because I didn't want to come here guns blazing
No,
saying,
no,
well,
but-
I don't think it's that bad that she wasn't allowed to lose weight.
I think that's pretty common.
I do too. And I feel like, and I think this about, like I say this about sports a lot too, where you'll have athletes that want to, like they'll sign a contract someplace and then they want to get traded a year or two later because they don't like it there. Well, you signed the contract, and that's what I think about this too. I know it's hard to get a break in Hollywood. It's hard to get a start, and I don't know that it always means that everything that's ever written into a contract is correct, or not correct, but is right, is moral.
But it's what they do.
But it's what's in there, and so you agreed to it. So I don't have a lot of, I'm not gonna shed too many tears.
But it looks like, she was just talking about how she'd wanted to get healthier earlier, but she was stereotyped, at least in that role. And I think it's also hard because you'll have certain movies that they'll just bring back, 5 or 10 years later. And if you're playing that character, then they might still expect that.
Yeah, maybe that's why she hasn't showed up in Pitch Perfect bumper in Berlin.
She's
lost too much weight by now.
I just have a feeling you're like, well, I'd probably pass on that.
Yeah, you don't want to be pigeonholed as Fat Amy your entire career, which she has seemed to move on from. The other thing I was thinking, though, and obviously this might be a little insensitive, but I wouldn't mind if my
Hudson.
I wouldn't mind if my contract said I wasn't allowed to lose weight. I'd love to have that as an excuse.
Oh, as motivation?
Yeah, sorry. I really would love to eat healthier, work out more, but I'm not allowed to lose weight.
There will never be in radio, not just like RadioU, but just like in the career of radio, you'll probably never get forced into a clause like that.
No, you don't think so?
No, because a lot of times...
We could write it in, though. Nobody has to know it was my idea.
That's true.
I wrote that in. I'm not allowed to lose weight for the show.
Like most other radio stations, it's traditionally a very unhealthy lifestyle, so they're not changing that.
Yeah.
They think that the more unhealthy you are, the better you sound on the radio.
Yeah. Well, the more relatable, too.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, that's Rebel Wilson, not allowed to lose weight in her role.
She was not allowed.
Not allowed, shockingly, when she played Fat Amy. Although, wouldn't it be funny if she came back in the third movie and she was like way thinner? And they still called her that?
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
We are almost a week past the Super Bowl. And you know what I've heard a lot of people say since the Super Bowl is, I already miss football.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
We haven't even made it through a weekend yet.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have football if we had it right now.
That's right. But people already saying it. I just can't wait for football to be back already. Well, I have good news for you people. Football is back. It's back tomorrow with the XFL.
Oh, the XFL.
I don't want to hear anybody complaining, I miss football. If you really miss football, you'll be watching the XFL when it pops onto your TV tomorrow. And the XFL, this is new. This is a new league, right?
But it's a new old league.
It's a new old league.
Okay,
from like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and then there's the other one, right?
Before that.
The USFL.
That's the one. Because I saw a couple of ads for that during NFL.
Yeah, they're working
during
on
the
it.
real one.
I didn't want to correct you, but I've heard a lot of people who've been saying they have been missing football, but they've been saying they've been missing college and NFL football. So they were specifically
said that?
Yeah.
Well, this is professional football.
This is not professional football.
It's professional football. They get
I think
played.
Ohio State would beat any of these teams, and I feel confident about it.
I think we should set that up. Listen to these players that are going to be playing. A.J. McCarron, remember him?
From Alabama 10 years ago?
Yeah, and now he had a long, successful NFL career.
He did not have a successful NFL career.
He did. He made a lot of money.
He never played.
He made a lot of money.
He never played a game.
He made a lot of money to not play. That's
he was a
as
backup.
successful as you can be, if you ask me. What about Josh Gordon?
I remember him.
Remember him? Your favorite Cleveland Brown?
Don't say that. I like Josh Gordon as a player. Off the field, issues.
And he still could cut it in the NFL if he could just stop, with his stuff. But he's going to be on the Seattle
If he stopped going to jail, he would be a great NFL player.
If he could just stop being suspended.
And if he wasn't 40 years old.
If the NFL would just loosen their standards a little bit, he could play. And now he is getting to play in the XFL.
Pardon me for not knowing. Is the XFL all like retired NFL players or ones that got kicked off teams that have just not been brought back in?
I think
what are they?
Maybe some guys with off the field issue. It depends. The majority of the league is probably guys that wouldn't be able to cut it in the NFL. They'd be on a practice squad or something. But there's also guys that maybe they've made the decision that the NFL, they could get paid a meager amount of money by NFL standards to sit on the bench or something like that, or
be a star.
yeah,
in
they could
this.
kind of get a lot of playing time and make a small name for themselves in the XFL instead.
Well, you really sold it.
Yeah, but I mean, this is football, and if you don't want to watch the XFL, you've got to go February, March, April, May. That's a lot of months.
It is.
Until August at least without any football at all. So is that something you really want to do with yourself?
So for the XFL, it also feels like, is it like smaller stadiums or
Yes.
crowds?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
it in a
Smaller
is
than
it
the
in a
NFL.
conference hall?
It's more of like a youth league, if you imagine.
I don't know why you hate the XFL so much.
I'm not like a hype. I don't like to hype it up because I know when people watch it, they're going to be let down.
They're going to be disappointed. It's a
Do they have
different
the same
style.
rules or?
I don't know what the different special rules are.
They have
for
like a
the
couple
XFL.
of
It's
special
definitely
things,
different.
but like nothing that would be, if you were watching it and not paying that much attention, nothing you would really notice.
Exactly.
It's not
still
flag
football,
right?
It's not flag football,
it's
no.
Still
Okay.
football.
So do you have a team?
Let
you not
me
decided yet?
see. I haven't picked one. I got to see how they play first.
Oh, you're going to be a bandwagon fan.
Yeah, I am because
wanna
there's
pick a good team?
There's not a local team either. So
Yeah.
also I haven't even seen like the logos or
The
anything.
uniforms,
yeah, I need
colors.
to see them out on the field. I'll tell you, I'm not going to cheer for the Orlando Guardians.
Is it only 8 teams?
Yeah, it's only 8.
Oh.
So we've
Are
got.
they, oh my gosh, there's the Sea Dragons,
Uh-huh.
the Renegades, the Battlehawks, the Roughneck. It's all the names you
I can't
assume.
decide.
Kind of like the Roughnecks.
I
Yeah.
can't decide if the
Vegas
Battlehawks is
Vipers.
cool or if it's too much.
Oh, sure.
Also, apparently the Battlehawks always has to be written in all caps.
It does?
That makes me feel like it's too much. But you can get your football fix tomorrow, Saturday, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC. If this wasn't real football, why are they putting it on ABC?
The ABC, they're all running out of stuff to run.
It's Vegas Vipers against Arlington Renegades.
Nice. Well,
We'll kick off the
anybody-
XFL season.
If anybody's into the XFL, or if you watch it, let us know. And if it does become popular, we'll be happy to join as fans then.
Yeah. Oh, I'll give you a report on Monday.
Okay, let us know
of
how it was.
how the XFL goes.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
It's time for our weekend watch list
Ooh.
with special guest Isaiah.
Oh, welcome to the
Wow.
watch list.
Yeah.
Yay.
Isaiah gets included in the weekend watch list
Is that
when
because you expect him to watch it?
he might be the first one to go out and see the top billed new movie this weekend, and that is obviously Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Boom.
Yeah. Now, Isaiah, I don't know, how much does it sully your excitement for the new Ant-Man movie that it is just getting roasted in the reviews?
I'm not bothered.
You're not?
It doesn't bother you?
I'm unbothered.
Okay.
It's got
Because
a-
you weren't bothered enough to go see it? Like, is this a word game?
I think that I will go see it in theaters because I think it looks good via the previews, and I like
Yeah.
the people that are in it, and I feel like overall Ant-Man has been like a controversial. His movies not controversial, but like they haven't been well liked, and I've liked
By
his
people
movies.
like Nikki?
Yeah, exactly, and I've liked
He's
his
an
movies.
ant.
Yeah, I've liked all the Ant-Man movies. I think they're funny, and so I'm a fan of them, even though I don't think they're the most liked Marvel movies.
But I
Yeah.
was shocked because this started maybe a week or so ago.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was so excited for Ant-Man because even
Yeah.
I acknowledged, like, the first two, everyone really liked them.
The trailers were very popular.
Trailers look nice, and then they started saying how like the CGI is bad,
Which is standard for a Marvel movie. We can get past that, though.
You can get past that, but
you
they
can
just
look
said
past that.
They just said it's really not good. Like it's shockingly not good.
Yeah, even though it's confusing too, because last week when the first look reviews were coming out, first of all, everybody, and I think even the negative reviews still keep praising the new antagonist of the movie, Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Majors, who plays him. Nobody still has a bad thing to say about him, and so that was all the reviews that came out like a week ago. But now, like the full reviews are coming out, and it's kind of like, other than that, though, it's
Not good.
Yeah, I'm also, I'll say my excitement is dampered. It's put a damper on my excitement.
don't
but,
let them ruin your time.
Well, I'm still gonna go see it. But that is where I have a theory. I have a crazy theory for you that I'm going to go still see Ant-Man and the Wasp. And maybe that's partly because Paul Rudd, and I would just see anything Paul Rudd is in. But the other thing, I was thinking that if you chopped off all the Marvel movies, let's say the Marvel movies didn't exist prior to, like, everything from Endgame and older didn't exist. How would we see the Marvel universe since then?
Oh, sure. Like, is it really that good?
We'd see it like the DC universe.
Yeah. It's gone down.
It's gone way.
But they haven't gotten into the good stuff yet, though.
Oh,
well, whose fault is that?
That's very
Well,
optimistic.
I'm thinking about like the older. If you think about the beginning times of this past series or whatever, in the beginning, like there was the Iron Man movies; those were good, in my opinion. And then there were some other movies that I think in the beginning, like the Captain America in the beginning and the Thor movies, that probably weren't that exciting and didn't really like catch on till we got like more into the plot of like the Endgame, Infinity Saga, whatnot, until at the end of the series. And so I think that's when it got really good, for me at least. And so this is just the beginning times. They're setting everything up. I will be patient.
Is it a rebuilding season?
I think they're just setting it all up. And then like a year from now, we'll be like, oh my gosh, this makes it so much better.
You nailed that, Nikki. It's a rebuilding. We got a lot of good draft picks.
Yeah,
We do.
we're
We're up
starting
against
over.
the salary cap, and so we're going to have to sell everything off, and you're going to have to go through a few losing seasons before we get to
We gotta
back into
set it up.
title contention.
This is the boring setup time, and then like a year from now, once we really get going in the new plot, I think it'll be better.
Well, why can't we just skip the boring
Well, because you
setup season?
have to have the setup in the beginning,
But
like
why does the setup have
building
to be
blocks.
boring?
That's just how it is. The building blocks, like the Captain America original movie and the original Iron Man movies. If you look at those right next to Endgame, you would say those are terrible movies compared to Endgame.
I mean, they're not as good, but that doesn't mean they weren't good for their time.
No, the issue is that, during COVID and Hollywood kind of lost its way and movies lost its way, and then streaming was such a bigger priority, and then budget cuts were such a big priority, and it seems like with Ant-Man they just took a couple steps back.
I don't know.
We haven't even seen it yet. We haven't seen the movie. It could be amazing.
You don't need to.
I'm with you on that. I just think that here's how I see it. That Iron Man was good enough to set up the other things, as in the movie on its own got people excited
You
enough
didn't even know any better though.
to continue on. But if we started with Black Widow or Spider-Man Far From Home or something like that, and
Good
that's where
movies.
everything started out, they're okay, but it would just be like DC movies where it's like, well, there's some mild excitement, some people that really love the characters, or like somebody involved would really be into it, but the average person wouldn't really be excited, and that's where we are.
I get what you're saying.
I
The
get what
average
you're
people
saying,
are
yeah.
still holding on to excitement because of what we've seen in the past, and we're still hoping for that,
Well,
and
what do
maybe it will
you-
come. But
What do you think it'll make?
yeah, we need to have a prediction, huh?
Anybody have a prediction? I say 155.
Whoa,
155
that's
million.
optimistic, I feel.
And
I
then
didn't-
it'll drop.
I didn't do my research, so I've got to come with Isaiah, you want to go first?
134.
134,
134.
good.
I'll say 120.
120?
Yeah,
All right.
120 million.
And there's a couple other movies that are smaller out this weekend, but none of them matter. So,
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
oh, is that
Out this-
finally out? I just said none of them matter.
Yeah. None will make as much as Ant-Man, that's for sure.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
Isaiah, you have a portfolio, don't you?
Extensive.
You do not.
He does.
You do?
He's an investor.
All
I am.
right.
Yeah. You got any good ones?
You want me to
Good
share my
stocks?
investments on the radio? I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
not
illegal.
advice. It's not
I think that's
advice.
illegal.
Is
You
that
got-
insider trading?
Yeah, you got
That's not
what do you got?
allowed.
Some ETFs or something?
Some ETFs? I
Yeah.
actually do have some ETFs.
I knew you have some ETFs because you're a smart
I'm
investor.
a smart investor.
Yeah.
That's all I invest in
Now, when you-
primarily.
When you got started when you
I thought you guys just did DraftKings.
We do that too.
that's
Another
also an
extensive
investment.
portfolio.
Also an investment.
That's a lot of people's investing ways nowadays.
No, but since you're an investor, did you get in on all of the
Yes.
the GameStop situation a couple of years back?
I did.
You got in on that? Did you get on AMC?
I was on GameStop. I was not on AMC.
Did you
So
make
that's where other investors basically prop up a company
Yeah.
and you start, making it more valuable than what it really traditionally should be for a certain amount of time.
I forget what the term was. I learned so many stock terms when the GameStop thing was happening that
it's
I've
called
now
game
forgotten.
stopping.
Yeah.
That's what it's called now. But did you make any money off of that deal?
Yeah, I made a little bit of money, like
Yeah.
$100 or something like that.
Sweet.
Nothing crazy.
Did you? So if everybody doesn't remember, when the GameStop stock stuff started going on, a big player in that was a subreddit called Wall Street Bets. It was actually founded in 2012, but obviously it rose to a lot of notoriety, particularly during the GameStop and AMC stock crisis of 2021. Well, the founder of Wall Street Bets on Reddit is now suing Reddit because he says he was unfairly maligned and demonized by Reddit, where they basically they did a lot of things to stand in his way from making money off of his Wall Street Bets cred that he had developed. Some of the things that they did, they removed him from his role as moderator in 2020. They also got in the way of they aggressively opposed his application to file a trademark for Wall Street Bets, and instead Reddit went ahead and filed one for itself. So that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg of this guy basically thinks that although he used the Reddit platform,
they took it from him of what he built.
Yeah, they took his thing that he built on Reddit and kind of stopped him from being able to capitalize on all of that. What do we think of all this?
Isaiah, you're the one who...
I think it's wrong, but I think it makes sense.
Sure.
Because I think that if you mess with like people who have a lot of money, if you mess with them, which is essentially what this guy was doing,
and you're smaller,
and you're a smaller guy,
it's
like,
gonna happen.
Yep, you're gonna get kicked off. That's how it goes. All like the big stock traders and whatnot were like shorting the stocks for GameStop and AMC and all that jazz. And so once he figured it out and got everybody to go against them, when you cost people who have a lot of money, they get upset with you and you lose. And unfortunately,
the thing is,
he's lost.
Those people still have a lot of money.
Yep.
And they're going to I bet you they are going to help Reddit, and they were helping Reddit back then, and they're going to continue to help Reddit in this case because they don't want this guy. His name is Jamie Rogozinski.
To make more money.
Yeah. But I'm sure he made a lot of money during that time period.
He's probably still doing fine, but maybe they don't want him continuing to get the word out about ways that the little people can get in the way of the big investors.
So he's suing for damages of $1 million.
Ooh, $1 million.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be more. Not that like I have any expertise. I just feel like that feels like a small amount to sue for.
Sometimes
to go through all the trouble. It
is harder when they sue for way more outside of that. Then you're like, well, you're just trying to milk the situation. But maybe this is more practical amount.
He's being so reasonable. He must be right.
Yeah, it's just a trick with it.
He just wants his forum back. Like, come on.
Right. Which sounds so sad too. I just want to be a mod again. Come on.
Let me back in where I'll make more money.
Please, all my friends are in there. I'm not in there.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
I've got a new tactic you can try out on your dating apps if you want to have success like this woman. Her name is Leah Nicewander. 24 years old.
Well,
lives
she sounds
in Florida.
nice.
I was thinking the same thing.
A wanderer, but nice.
She's an I can't say this word.
Anesthetician?
Yes. And her tactic that helped her get 17 dates in 30 days is that she posted her credit score, her exceptional credit score, on her Hinge profile.
Oh, that's a fun idea.
And it got a lot of attention among the guys on there. She says it looks like over 100 men wound up being interested. And again, she's already gone on 17 dates in 30 days, which means maybe this is attracting the wrong people. If you have to go on 17 and 30, your hit rate not doing super great.
Well, she just wants to, meet as many people in the beginning as possible.
Give a bunch of guys a chance. It's like a dating show.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's the Bachelorette.
You could call it the score.
The score.
You could just totally go with that.
So, as a dater, first of all, would this work on you? If you saw a gal that had her credit score posted up on her profile.
Does she look like Leah?
Well, okay, looks aside, would it improve? Like, could it make a gal you found less attractive more interesting if the credit score was really great?
I think that there's like positives and negatives to it.
Okay.
I think if I saw this in a profile, I would say, oh, she has a really high credit score. Like, she's responsible, a lot of good things
Too
there.
responsible.
But then I'm
she might not
looking
be
at
any
it,
fun.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at it, I'm like, maybe she seems kind of weird. Like, why would you put that on there? Seems kind of odd.
I think it's more, it needs to be the other way. Like, if you want to date her, you got to show your credit score. Because,
I'll toss up the credit score. I've got a good credit
That
score.
was that
That's
was the next thing I was
good.
going to ask. Is it exceptional, though?
I don't know if it's exceptional.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's
811,
pretty
by
good.
the way.
811's a good score.
That is remarkably
Hey,
high,
for
which is
her
probably
being
why she's
24
getting so
years
much
old.
attention.
I'm a few points higher.
Oh.
Okay, Nikki.
Maybe you should get back out there.
Congratulations on all your success.
I worked
yeah.
very hard at that.
Yeah, it's not easy getting the credit score up that high.
We're not hearing much about Hudson's credit score.
I
I'm
know.
making it up.
I would never post my credit score on a dating app now. It
It's
would not
rebuilding,
work.
too.
It's
Yeah,
rebuilding.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
rebuilding year for
Rebuilding
my
you,
credit
yeah.
score.
Because I think it could be intimidating because I assume some guys are worried, like, if you're going to date a girl and she's, like, super just wanting to find the one. And so dating is not going to be as fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so this makes it feel like if your credit score is not close to hers, why
You could
bother?
take advantage of her?
Yeah, like you could either take advantage of her credit score, she can sign for you, or like it'll be always a thing that she's maybe a bit more responsible with money.
Yeah, and I think too, like obviously her credit score is 811, which is great. But then I look at, she's an anesthetician, and if you know anything about anesthetians, they make a lot of money. So I think there's a lot of things that are going for
You can make
Leah
a lot
here.
of money and still have bad scores.
That's
You
right.
could, yeah.
If
I mean,
you're
I don't. The credit
irresponsible.
score is good, no. But I'm saying that Leah here with the 17 dates in 30 days, I don't think that the credit score is carrying that. I think it's her pretty face and her. Seems like she has a fun personality.
And you could
with
get
us.
free facials and like skin
Ooh.
stuff. That'd be nice.
What? I thought it was like an esthetician, like she puts you out when you're.
That's an anesthesiologist.
It says she's an anesthesia technician.
Oh, I thought it was an esthetician. That's like skincare.
Anesthetician.
Okay, never
There's too
mind.
many of them. She puts people to sleep.
Yeah, that's different.
Oh, she
a little
does make
different.
good money.
She makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
She's an anesthetician.
Yeah, but no, we can go with the other thing too. Maybe she will give you facials. I don't know.
Either one.
But where was I going with this? I think the one problem you could have with this is I feel like this would, if you're like seriously looking for dates, it would most attract other guys that have good credit scores as well, because they'd be like, oh, this gal, she's not gonna drain my credit score down, because a lot of guys would be afraid of that. The problem is you got to have I think in a relationship you got to have a good balance. You got to have a person that's real good with money and a person that sucks with it, because the person that sucks is probably more fun.
Sure.
So then they kind of take the person that's good with money and make them have more fun, because if you have two people that are too good with money, they might wind up getting bored.
They'll have more money.
No, yeah, but what are they doing with it? Sitting
if-
around doing nothing, not having any
I don't
fun.
think
If
that's
the
ever an
person
issue.
gotta have a
doesn't have a good
balance. You
score,
gotta
that
have a
means they're
balance.
spending too much money and they're going to drag her score
So you
down.
got to equal out.
And I
you got to
think-
cancel each other out.
I think you'd be shocked at the kind of guys that are way below this girl's league that are going to shoot their shot. They're not going to be like, dang, she's way too cute and
I
her
know.
credit score's too great. I won't even try. They're going to just send it anyway. Send a like
well,
anyway.
nothing will stop. I mean, the other thing that is the question is, she probably would have gotten a lot of guys anyway. You know what I mean? It's just you're on
That's
a dating app,
true.
you're a gal. There's you're gonna do just fine.
Well, she said that she got the most likes on that picture that showed her credit score. So
Good conversation.
It's a
It's
conversation starter, that's for sure. Well, it's something you can try, as long as you have exceptional credit.
Or is
I
it
wouldn't
a jump
advise
start?
it the other way.
If you don't have a good one, you're just like, well,
I'll toss it up there
Yeah,
anyway.
that's right.
I'm middle of the road.
Cards on the table.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.